This KFAN podcast is sponsored by Builders and Remodelers, exclusive Twin Cities provider of Elements Windows. Get the highest quality windows at unmatchable value. Visit buildersandremodelers.com for more details.
The ultimate day of heavy metal is almost here. Don't miss out on Summer of Loud 2025 at Somerset Amphitheater on July 11th with performances by Parkway Drive, I Prevail, Beartooth, and more. Get full show and ticket details now at KFAN.com, keyword calendar.
Down on myself for making a terrible. I've always been. Why didn't I just say to the guy, "Well, how much would a whole new toilet cost me?" And he said, "Well, it depends. 3, 4, 5, 6 an hour." I said, "Well, put in a new toilet then." The hell would I pay? Why did I do? See, because that's what I did. You know. And again, maybe I'm throwing money away. If I have a washing machine that I paid $700, $800 for, and the repair's $400, I'm just getting a new washing machine.
Yeah.
The hell would I want to do $400 because that something else is going to go wrong, then I pay another $400. It's like, well, I could have bought a brand new one.
I feel like plumber guy should have told you. Should have given you that as an option.
Wow, what a bad day. You had a bad day. I mean, it's not the end of the world. But
you need a bidet.
You had a bad day. Should have bought a bidet. 534 now on the fan.
Time now for 5 questions. Well, actually 3, but 5 sounds like more than 4. Question number 1.
Go Vikings, let's win this game. You'll hear us yell for more.
It's now time to take an in-depth look at the state of the skull.
Common, your favorite television show, Quarterback 2, was released on Netflix today.
No way.
And the first interesting nugget comes from former Vikings quarterback Kirk Cousins. On the drafting of Michael Penix Jr., Cousins said, quote, "It felt like I had been a little bit misled, or certainly if had the information around free agency, it would have affected my decision. I had no reason to leave Minnesota as much as we loved it there if both teams were drafting a quarterback high." Common, your thoughts on Cousins' comments?
I think you and I are, we discussed this one, because that's not the first time he's complained about it. I think you side with the quarterback.
I feel like he tried to be a pro. That's why this is kind of newsworthy, because he's tried to be a pro about it the entire time and not complained about it, whereas this is cameras following him around and he gave his honest opinion at the time. We just didn't know it.
Play better and you don't have to worry about it. If you play really good, Michael Penix will never see the field. I think it's the biggest whiny. Rodgers did the same thing with the quarterback they drafted. That's now, I think, is certainly better than Rodgers is now. You know, I'm not ready to say long term he's a better quarterback. Play better. You don't have to worry. You know what I'd say? Come on in. The water's warm. Why would? And Cousins isn't even worth the money. He's an average quarterback at best. Go whine to somebody else. Oh, I was misled. He's made $400 million being a mediocre quarterback with one playoff win. Go cry to somebody else. I feel like I was misled. What a whiny. Ugh. Don't you think it's whiny? Now, you agree with him. You think it was bad. I'm sure.
I think it's whining, but I also think there's justified whining at times.
Why?
Well, I mean, first of all, I'm not going to feel bad for Kirk. Ultimately, I'm not going to feel bad for Kirk Cousins because he went with the contract that was going to get him the most amount of money. Let's face it. But, you know, you uproot your family, you travel cross country, you move with the understanding that you're the guy based off the contract you're being offered, and then they kind of surprise you out of nowhere. I could see being a little bothered by it.
But if you play at a high level, you won't have to worry about it.
Yeah, no, you're right. I mean, I'm sure these comments were before his playing, right? Like this is this is from a television show that's documenting all of his moves. Probably. I'm assuming I didn't see the show, but I'm assuming these comments were before he even stepped on the field for Atlanta. So it's not one of those where he played bad and then he's still complaining about it afterwards. I'm sure these comments were before.
And that's all fine. But what I'm saying is, if they sign me, if I agree to a deal, and all of a sudden they draft a quarterback in the first round and go, oh, that's interesting. Maybe they either don't think they're worried about my injury. They're thinking about the future. Kirk Cousins is not going to be playing there in 2030. He's not going to be playing there in 2035. You need to have an heir apparent. What do you think Green Bay would be doing right now if they'd not drafted Jordan Love? They'd be starting somebody. Give me a backup quarterback's name.
Sam Darnold.
They'd be playing Sam Darnold or Joe Flacco.
And given the way Cousins performed, Atlanta was justified in the pick.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Oh, poor Kirk.
Especially when it was a bad quarterback draft this year as well.
It's just Kirk.
Question number 2.
We're gonna win, Twins, we're gonna score.
It's now time to delve deep into Twins territory.
Crack out a home run, shout a hit, hooray! Cheer for the Minnesota Twins today.
Not only will Byron Buxton play in the All-Star game in Atlanta, he's participating in the Home Run Derby as well. Buxton will compete against sluggers such as Seattle's record-breaking Cal Raleigh, Washington's James Wood, and Atlanta's Ronald Acuna Jr. Common, will having Buxton in the Home Run Derby get you to watch?
Well, having Byron Buxton in the Home Run Derby ruin his swing. Haven't we seen it ruin other players' swings?
I felt like it ruined, was it Morneau's that one year it ruined?
I think it ruined Morneau. He participated in it, and then I think he hit like one.
He was awful the rest of the way.
Yeah, he hit like $1.25 the rest of the year or something like that. No, I'm not. Home run contests and slam dunk contests and three-point shooting contests, none of that does anything for me. It's hard for me to even watch the All-Star game at all, but much less the side carnival show attraction stuff doesn't do anything for me. How about you? Will you watch?
I have zero desire to watch the Home Run Derby. I have still watched the All-Star game in the past just because it's the only one that's still like a normal All-Star game. That being said, now that I have 2 boys that are really into baseball all of a sudden this year, I may watch just to have them watch and, because watching them watch and having them get excited about it, that might be how I would turn the Home Run Derby. Otherwise, I can't remember the last time I watched a Home Run Derby.
No, I get that. I absolutely do.
Follow-up question.
ESPN.com had a story today titled Potential MLB Trade Proposals for Skinas, Acuna, and Buxton. They had 3 trade proposals for Byron Buxton. They proposed Buxton to the Phillies for right-handed pitcher Andrew Painter and outfielder Justin Crawford. Proposal number 2 was Buxton to the Reds for right-handed pitcher Rhett Lauder, right-hander Chase Petty, and third baseman Sal Stewart. And proposal number 3 was Buxton to the Royals for left-handed pitcher Cole Reagans and lefty David Shields. Common, would you be open to trading Byron Buxton?
I think it's clickbait. Is that what they call that?
Yeah, clickbait.
I don't think.
They're trying to prop up their sagging ratings.
Byron Buxton is not going to be traded. I don't think. A lot of that has to do. We talked about this yesterday. If you are, if you're selling your team, if you're selling anything, Tennessee, it's like if I'm going to sell my car, I'm not going to tear the bucket seats out of it and put in a bench seat before I sell it. This is the car. This is what I have. This is my team. Here's what you have. Part of the attraction, I would think, of buying the team is part of it is, it's just owning a team and what you can do with it. Again, the players you currently have. If you bought the team today, some of those players will be gone next year. You might re-sign, let some go, trade some, but that's up to the new owner. I don't think the Twins will do anything like trade players and that's just not what they do anyways. They just
usually when they trade players, usually when they do trade players, it's because those guys are about to get paid and they don't want to pay them.
Yes.
Whereas Buxton is still 3 more years at $15 million. Now, the caveat here is the Pohlads are still potentially trying to sell the team. Is it possible they just try to dump salary here before they sell the team, knowing, hey, we're not trying to win ships anymore. We don't care about 2, 3, 4 years from now. let's just get some salary off our books so we don't have to spend it. It doesn't cost us as much. That's my only worry here.
Yeah.
But otherwise, Buxton would be the typical player they'd want to keep because he's under a reasonable deal for 3 more years. But it's the guys that are going to cost him too much.
Yeah, but I guess my argument would be I use the bucket seats bench seat as an example. To me, the Twins aren't worth as much of it. Byron Buxton ain't part of the deal. Part of the reason I'm buying them is, hey, it's a Major League Baseball team. It's in a decent-sized market. They have a new stadium. There's revenue, and they have some pretty decent players there. I kind of like this Byron Buxton guy. This Brooks Lee looks like he's got a bright future. Boy, Joe Ryan's a top-notch pitcher, could be an all-star, and Pablo Lopez. And all of a sudden, if those 4 guys are gone, it's like, this team isn't as attractive. I know it's not the be-all, end-all. I don't think the Twins will make any trades. But yeah, and the players you mentioned, I don't know any of the players you mentioned, so I don't know if that would be a good return on the dollar or not. I don't know.
And that's it for today's edition of 5 Questions. Well, actually, 3 questions, but 5 sounds like more than 4.
We'll take a break. When we come back, more controversial Vikings news. Brian Oak. No, today's Tuesday. It's not Wednesday. Is it Tuesday or Wednesday?
It's Tuesday today.
It's Tuesday.
Oak's tomorrow.
So Oak will be in tomorrow. Mark Rosen will be in just before 2 o'clock. Tennessee's got a keyword for try to put $1,000 in your hand.
The Fan and BigDeck.com wants to give you a shot to win bonus bucks with our national cash contest. Enter the keyword green at KFAN.com now for your shot at winning. That keyword is green. Enter now at KFAN.com. It's game time, soccer fans. Join us and Michelob Ultra for the Ultimate Club World Cup viewing party Sunday, July 13th from noon to 2 at the local in downtown. Enter to win lots of great prizes, all while enjoying $4 Michelob Ultra pints and 5 for $25 neutral buckets. Don't miss out. We'll see you at the local on July 13th.
Couple 13-14 pastime common. He is Tennessee. Mark Rosen joins us at 1. This is a fresh story, Tennessee, from the Fish Wrap Factory West Side. Paul Walsh. Paul and I text and talk more than most people know. This was a story came out about 13, 14 minutes ago. Headline, Minnesota Vikings player lost $240,000 in bank fraud scheme, according to Twin Cities police. Scam began with a call to linebacker Dallas Turner to someone impersonating a banker, a court filing read. Story reads as follows. Minnesota Vikings linebacker Dallas Turner was the target of a banking fraud scheme that cost him roughly $240,000, according to a police investigation. Details of the suspected scheme are spelled out in a search warrant affidavit filed in Dakota County District Court this week that cleared the way for police to seize financial records from J.P. Morgan Chase Bank branch in Eagan. Police Sergeant Rich Evans said the investigation has identified several suspects, and his department is moving forward toward charges being filed. Evans added that slightly less than $2,500 of the stolen money has been recovered. Police have asked J.P. Morgan Chase whether its internal investigation has determined how the fraudster, a.k.a. Mark Rosen, not to be confused, I should say, with Mark Rosen, the fraudster was able to obtain sensitive account details, including Dallas's full name, linked phone numbers, and his LLC account info, and whether any bank employees played a role in the scheme. So the affidavit says Turner's attorney contacted police, an individual impersonating a J.P. Morgan Chase banker. The caller claimed someone was attempting to impersonate Turner at the branch in Arizona, presented some copies of IDs. The call directed Turner to immediately transfer his money to 2 separate business accounts in an effort to thwart the theft attempt. Hey, someone's trying to take your dough. That afternoon, Turner went to Chase branch in Eagan, transferred $120,000 to Island Food Truck LLC. Before the day was over, he visited a Chase West Bank in St. Paul and did the same thing, $120,000. Turner spoke with a family member determined he may have been a victim of a fraud scam, I should say so.
Yeah.
Yeah. 240 ain't going to get you to the grave, fool. That's for sure. So, yeah, be wary of the scams. You ever been contacted by a scam guy? I got one on an email a couple of years ago, basically saying, I have some incriminating evidence about you in regards to something. If you want me to turn the evidence over. send me $1,000. And it's like, yeah, okay. Well, what are you even talking about? And so I chose not to send the money, and no incriminating evidence has ever been publicly given. So, yeah, they're out there. It's every day.
I've been emailed from a prince in Nigeria.
Yes, I've seen those too, right?
Who tells me they can offer me like $20 million.
Yeah, I've seen that one too. And why not?
I thought I had there was someone trying to scam me. I think it was on Facebook Marketplace or one of those types of websites. It was at the couch. Remember the infamous couch we were trying to sell?
Oh, yeah, right.
For the longest time? And they had some sort of story about needing to put it into this account first. And I'm like, this is just way too fishy. Not going down this road.
Yeah. Did he get the same kind of scam with your used golf shoes? How about the tarp shooter?
Well, no one's tried to scam me since the golf shoes have been posting. This guy doesn't have any money to scam here.
Yeah.
Not worth going after this person.
Yeah, that probably that makes some sense. Is it worth talking about the Twins anymore? They play the Cubs, right?
Yes.
And do the Cubs still have that allure to people? I still don't even understand why they did for all those years. What was it about the Cubs other than they were the lovable losers? And because they played their games during the day with ivy-covered walls? Is that what it was?
I think...
Or because of WGN?
I was going to say, WGN. Right, everyone they were on national television every single day. I felt like the Cubs were on here as a kid. I felt like the Cubs were on more than the Twins were. And
I think that's right.
Every single day, during the day, when there wasn't much other sporting events on television, that was the only sporting event if you wanted to watch sports. And it was Wrigley Field and the Ivy, and Harry Carey was a legendary play-by-play announcer.
And remember, for years, they did not have lights at the stadium. All Cubs games, home games, were played during the day. I don't know how long it's been, 20, 25 years they put lights in, maybe longer. But for the longest time, when I was a kid growing up, there were no night games at Wrigley Field. None.
Yeah.
Zero.
But I think, one, I'm an adult now, so that stuff doesn't do anything for me anymore, and that lovable loser stuff is gone now because they won the World Series.
Yeah, that's what
Bill Bartman tried to bring them back there for a little bit.
Well, that's what I was going to say is... How
is Bartman still not surfaced, by the way?
I don't know.
I feel like he could just, as an author or an influencer on social media, he could make money somehow.
Not with these crazy people out there. He's terrified for his life, I would think. There was another story I saw. Did you see? Maybe someone can give me some information. I thought I saved it on my phone, but I couldn't find it. There was a fan of I don't know what team it is, Major League. He's interfered with home run balls 4 different times, and they've now banned him. They've taken his season tickets away. He's been banned, at least for the rest of the season. I don't know if it's a lifetime ban. A ban. How he's in he's a grown man with a glove. And he stands there, and he's out in left field, and I guess because he goes to every game, he positions himself in a place where the ball, the outfielder is going. It's happened 4 times this year, I think, where he has interfered with the player trying to field the ball. And, of course, that's his bit, and I'm sure the fans around him are cheering him on, right? And so it makes that's his gimmick in life. That's his calling card. It's what he gets.
That's what he's known for.
Yeah, it's what he lives for.
It's infamous.
Yeah, and now they've banned him. That was a story that just came out about a week or so ago. I've been scammed before. I've been told there's controversial Vikings news. Here's one. Bet you don't feel so bad about that $378 repair now. At least you didn't lose $240,000.
Well, there's that.
There is that. That's not as bad. I don't think I was taken for the $370. I just didn't think it through. I could have just said, install a bidet, would you please? And we'll just say good day. That'll be the end of it. We'll take a break, come back. I do have controversial Vikings. I don't have anything on the other side of the break. We call it a Tank of Tuesday. That's what we've done. I'll scrounge up something. We'll discuss
Rosen in a half hour.
Rosen in a half hour. That'll be fun. And he'll join us just before 2 here on The Fan.
Bonus Bucks is back on KFAN.
Bonus box.
We have 9 chances for you to win $1,000 every weekday. That's every hour from 9 a.m. until 5 p.m. To enter the keywords and learn more, head to KFAN.com. Bonus Bucks is presented by BigDeck.com.
BigDeck.com. I got a sports Rube test for you, Tim. I just created this bit just now. The idea came to me, though, from some website I saw it. It was like, in 5 minutes, how many of the NFL head coaches could you name? I'm just going to see how many. We're going to see how big of an NFL Rube you are. I'm going to name the team, and you tell me the head coach. Baltimore Ravens.
John Harbaugh.
Buffalo Bills.
I can see him. Why is his name? McDermott?
Correct. Cincinnati Bengals.
I can't think of that guy's name. I can see him.
Zach Taylor.
Yeah.
Cleveland Browns. You're 2 for 3. Cleveland Browns.
Our former guy, Kevin Stefanski.
Denver Broncos.
Sean Payton.
Houston Texans. Texans.
D'Amico Ryans.
Indianapolis Colts.
I think that's a new coach, isn't it?
Yeah.
Don't know.
Shane Steichen.
Yeah.
Jacksonville Jaguars.
I can picture him. He's the guy who said, Duval. I can picture him. He's kind of an awkward-looking dude.
One of the Coen brothers from the film days. Liam Coen.
Yeah.
Liam Coen is the name. Chiefs.
That would be Andy Reid.
Las Vegas Raiders.
Pete Carroll.
Oh, is he now the new head coach? Look at this. They haven't even up. Grok hasn't updated his list.
This is off of Grok.
They still have an Antonio Pierce, but it's not.
It's Pete Carroll's there.
Very good.
And he brought Geno Smith with him.
L.A. Chargers.
The other Harbaugh.
Miami Dolphins.
Mike McDaniel.
You're really good because I wouldn't have gotten more than 2 of these. New England Patriots. There's no way you know. No way.
What's his name?
He
used to be on the Patriots. He's a first-year head coach. I think he was their linebacker coach or defensive coach.
He's named after a sandwich condiment.
They moved him up. Oh, Gerard Mayo.
Yes. Bacon, lettuce, and Gerard Mayo. New York Jets.
They got the defensive coordinator from Detroit.
Yeah.
What was his name? Funny, I know the offensive coordinator from Detroit. I don't remember his name.
Aaron Glenn, yeah. Pittsburgh Steelers.
Tomlin.
Tennessee Titans. This could be outdated. I wouldn't know if you're right or wrong. Is it Brian Callahan?
Sure.
Falcons.
Did they just get a new
Well, I didn't even know if these are accurate or not. This because they already missed. Yeah, this is way off. They don't even have half the coaches. How could dive deeper into AI mode? Well, obviously AI mode doesn't even have it correct.
What did it say for the Falcons?
Well, you know what they had it for the Bears? They had Eberflus. There goes the bit. I thought this was a new bit we could do. Sports Rube quiz. Because when you know like the names of all the 32 NFL head coaches, you're a Rube.
You are a Rube, yeah.
I mean, you got to be Rubing it up if you can do that.
Rubing it up at Ryder Cup.
I literally couldn't name. The only manager I know is Baldelli, and then the guy for the Tigers is Hinch. I think. After that, I couldn't name.
The funny thing is, I would do much better at NFL coaches than NHL coaches because they've all been recycled so much that I forget like which coach coaches which teams.
Yeah, so you'd probably get a current coach.
I would struggle with NHL.
You'd probably get a current coach, but you would get him from
three teams
ago. Yeah, he used to coach back in the old.
And don't even ask me about baseball managers.
Yeah, like I say, I know Hinch just because when I watched the Twins game when what's his face was brilliant, the Scooble character. I'd pay money to watch. What's his first name? Pete Scooble. I'd pay money to watch Pete Scooble pitch because that guy can flat out throw a baseball. But there ain't many others I would. So I saw the Hinch guy's name. Funny, I never saw him go to the mound, though. He never had to.
Oh, by the way, Mayo, just got a text from LaBelle. Mayo has been fired and replaced by Mike Vrabel.
Okay.
I knew he was a former Patriot as well.
Well, seriously, I mean, how?
So Mayo lasted 1 year.
This is why I don't trust. Well, usually it only lasted the expiration date, and usually is August 25th of 2025. Bad joke. Well, this is why. That's why I don't know if I should trust Grok AI or any AI.
They haven't perfected AI yet.
No.
Yeah, it's
because
still...
I asked AI the 32 current NFL head coaches. And then that list popped up, and it had 4 of them. Well, we just know Mayo's gone.
You could just try Google. You don't have to try Grok.
Well, I actually did Google.
Oh.
Yeah, I just call it all Grok. Google, Grok, whatever. I did Google. Well, let's see. Do you think Grok gets it right? I don't think Grok can get it right either. Well, let's see who's more accurate. Ask Grok. Ask anything. Is wearing women's underwear part of your turn on? Fell ahead. If it's got Mayo coaching, they're bad then too, right?
Yeah, he was the coach last year. He got fired. He lasted 1 season.
He's taking a rock.
They went back to the Patriot well. They got Vrabel.
Yeah, they got Vrabel here. They've got Aaron Glenn, because the other one didn't have Aaron Glenn either.
Oh, it didn't?
They still had Asala.
He was fired in the middle of the season. He didn't even go to the end of the year.
Yeah, this list is, I think, as updated as it gets. Who's the longest tenured coach right now in the National Football League? For Rube quiz.
It's got to be Tomlin, right?
Correct. Oldest coach?
Oldest? Probably not Pete Carroll.
Correct. You're doing really well. You're rubing it up.
Is this accurate or not, though? Do we know if these are the right answers?
Grok's got most of the others. How about youngest coach? Who's the youngest coach? It ain't our guy.
It's not KOC. Well, I think McVay is still technically younger than KOC.
Yeah, he's still not. No,
is it the Jaguars guy?
No, Kellen Moore of the Saints. If he still
is that young?
It says he's 36 years old.
I feel like he's been around for a while.
Active coaches with Super Bowl wins. And what's funny is it's Andy Reid with 3. There's no other coach in the National Football League, current coach, according to this list.
That has multiple?
That has multiple.
Huh. Well, I suppose once Belichick was forced out because he had monopolized about half of them over the last 2 decades.
Right. And as a matter of fact, there's Reed's with 3. Then the ones with 1, it's Tomlin, John Harbaugh, McVay, Sean Payton, Pete Carroll, and Nick Sirianni. So that's it. Those are the only ones. So all the other Super Bowls that were run are by coaches that are no longer coaching, head coaching.
Yeah.
They've moved on to greener pastures. I would have thought it would be more than that, but well,
in a couple of years, KOC will be on that list.
Hold on. Quack, quack. Give yourself a little quack, quack there. Any?
I actually I received some odds that may be of interest to us.
Ooh.
And they have odds for first NFL coach fired. And KOC was actually higher on this list than I was anticipating.
Well, how is he even on the list? Well, I guess if you
all of them are on the list.
Oh, I see. I see what you're saying. Okay.
But even so, the coach most likely to get fired, according to Bet Online,
it's got to be Mike McCarthy. Is he still coaching?
No, he's not coaching.
Yeah, he finally got let go, right?
Brian Dable of the New York Giants is 4-1.
That makes sense.
Mike McDaniel, Miami 5-1. Shane Steichen and Indy 6-1. Stefanski's 13-2. But Kevin O'Connell is like 14th on this list at 40-1. My first thought was that he would be like one of the bottom 5, like least likely to get fired.
Yeah, I guess the only argument you could make would be, and it's not an argument I would accept, but if you've gone 14-3 twice, right, and you don't have a playoff win, and let's say they were to completely go in the tank, or what if they go 12-4 and get bounced in the first round of the playoffs again? I mean, to me, that would still. I mean, if you have another double-digit win season, and you get bounced in the first round again, I mean, I could see where that would at least raise Zygmunt and Sir Mark Wills' eyebrows, where you go, huh? Well, where's our payoff here, man? Yeah, regular season's great, but we get to postseason play, sort of like get to the Western Conference Finals and get back to me. I mean,
I just think he's pretty secure, though.
Well, yeah, I do too. Well, that's what I'm saying.
Anything can happen.
Well, that's what I guess that's what I was trying to say is I don't think that would happen, but I could see where a team could say that.
Your guy Dan Campbell's 100-1.
And what was KFC?
40-1.
Who has the longest odds to be fired? Did you say it already?
The least likely?
Yeah.
Andy Reid and Nick Sirianni are tied at 500-1.
Yeah, that only makes sense.
But it's a lot of first-year coaches that are on there, right? That are like Vrabel and Carroll are 250 and 200-1. Liam Cohen's 150-1. Kellen Moore's 150-1. Aaron Glenn's 150-1. So I know they're first-year coaches. I even think KFC is safer than a lot of those guys.
Yeah, I would say so too. I mean, you have to remind me. Who won Coach of the Year? Was it him? Did he win Coach of the Year?
He won like Nice Guy Coach of the Year, like the Nice Guy Award.
Was it Nice Guy Award?
Yeah, I think he did win Coach of the Year, didn't he?
I think he won Coach of the Year. Or maybe it was Quarterback Whisperer of the Year. Maybe that was the award. That's a new award they've come up in the NFL, the Quarterback Whisperer.
Yeah, KFC won Coach of the Year.
Yeah, so he was Coach of the Year. So, yeah, I mean, my guess is here's another sports Rube question for you. Has there ever been a coach fired the season after winning Coach of the Year? I don't think.
Paul Molitor.
Yeah, that did happen, didn't it? Well, there's that. Nothing with the Wild either. There's just nothing, right? Nothing with the Wild or the Wolves. Nothing.
The Wolves, you still kind of have those Bradley Beal rumors.
Yeah.
Wild, we're just going to be sitting on. I didn't get to it in 5 questions, but there was a letter grades for every NHL team based on their off-season moves, and they had the Wild at a B-, that's fine. But I was thinking to myself, I'm like, it's so incomplete right now because priority 1 this offseason is signing Kirill Kaprizov long term. Priority number 2 is figuring out the Marco Rossi situation. Whatever you do with them, whether you sign them or trade them. And neither have been done to this point. So I don't even know how you can grade them. You can't grade Bill Guerin right now.
Do they? No, I don't. I tend to agree. Do they like the Tarasenko acquisition? Is that why they?
I would think they would like it if they made it.
Yeah. I mean, they. No, but I mean, the guys putting the grades out there.
Tarasenko and the Nico Sturm as a depth center, bottom 6 center.
I have to admit, I don't know if it's any fault of the Wild front office that they haven't, because we were waiting for the Suter Parise situation to go away, which it has for the most part. I thought that's when we were going to be able to spend money, but then apparently all the best free agents decided to re-sign with their current clubs. Is that sort of the story? So that's why we weren't able to.
Timing's bad.
Yeah.
The timing's bad.
So we weren't able to do the old PA and Dubé bit where we would play
it's the most
wonderful time of the year and then tear open packages with all the names of these great free agent players. So
I do think they are, the way they've approached this offseason, given all of the players that stayed with their original team, I think they're doing it the right way. They're not, and I know that's hard to do because we've gone so long without being able to spend money. And you finally have a little bit of money to spend. But I do think it's smart to save it in the bank account and wait for the big fish. Now, you still have to deliver on that big fish at some point in the future. Yeah. But like this team needs more star power. Yeah, they need more of an elite goal scorer in their top 6.
Who's the guy that's
so don't force it on someone who's not going to fill it.
Who's the other Russian kid that's coming over? Yurov. When is he coming? Ever? Is he with us?
He's coming this year.
He is coming this year.
He turned pro. He technically can still play for the Iowa Wild. I think the story on him is going to be, because he's still young, how quickly does he assimilate himself to the league, and then also, is he a center or is he going to be a wing? I think they're going to start him at center. But typically young guys like that don't have all their man strength yet, center can be a challenging position right away. I saw another Russian name thrown out there in the Michael Russo and Joe Smith column today in The Athletic. Artemi Panarin, New York Rangers.
Ooh. Oh my gosh. You are above average at that.
So maybe Kaprizov's just going to try to recruit all his Russian buddies. Got Tarasenko, you got Yurov coming over here.
Putting the old band back together, even though we don't have an old band.
So the funny thing is Wild fans have always been worried about Kaprizov leaving to go to somewhere like New York, because it's big city, marketing. Panarin's one of his good buddies from Russia. What if it turns to be the other way around, where we're now recruiting that type of player to come here, and 97 gets involved and recruits his buds?
Well, if the players are quality, I'm all for it.
He's getting a little up there in age, but he's been an elite scorer.
The Yurov kid, is he whoa, knock your socks off kind of potential that they think, or is it just, he's going to be a good player?
It's always hard to project Russian players because we don't see a lick of them. I literally saw him in a developmental camp a couple summers ago when he was really young. But it's hard to gain anything off of that. He was, I think Russo brought it up when he was in studio with you last week, that in the KHL, he put up more points than Artemi Panarin Tarasenko at like an age-adjusted thing, like his first year in the KHL at a certain age. So he was on track and projected to be on that track.
Yeah. I don't know what I expected. I don't know what I expected. I mean, I don't have any names or numbers or addresses or serial numbers or ranks, but I just was hoping for.
You wanted a big splash. We've waited a long time for a big splash.
I was kind of let down. I feel like I got scammed. And then Wolves, what have they done?
Well, they re-signed their two most important.
Yeah.
Naz Reid and Julius Randle back.
But that's not like getting a new bidet. It's just like getting your toilet fixed. It's just like putting $378 into my current toilet. Well, if that signing Randle and the other guy would just like fixing your toilet. Instead of getting a brand spanking new one, you get excited about, whoa, new fancy, shiny new player. Look at this.
Well, when you have Tim Connolly as GM, I think everyone expects big splashes all the time. And he's certainly done that, his share of that with the Gobert trade and the Big Meow trade and getting Mike Conley and Nah for D'Angelo Russell. But at some point, do you, especially around your core, don't you want your core to have some consistency over some time? Like we saw year 2 of Big Meow and Gobert was much better than year 1 of those two together once they started learning to play with each other. So is it possible a second season of Ant and Julius Randle and Jade McDaniels and Gobert can be even better than last year? Just by running it back.
Say his name is Panarin?
Yes.
Call him the bread man. But then if it's like my sandwich, you only get half an effort out of him. For full price.
Well, and he's going to be expensive because he's fancy.
He is.
Panera's very fancy.
Yeah, it's very fancy. Remember the one guy said
fine dining.
Some common man eating at Panera. It was like I'm Rosen going to Manny's.
It's exactly who goes to Panera, common men.
Yeah. The one thing I didn't like about Panera, though, is when they first came into town, the cinnamon. You ever have a cinnamon crunch bagel from Panera? Huh.
Incredible.
Honey walnut cream cheese. And it was it used to be the size of a hubcap on a Studebaker. It was so big you couldn't eat the whole thing. And then They get you hooked on them, and all of a sudden, I think they start making them a little smaller.
Yeah.
And they're still delicious. I would never dissuade anybody from buying one. They're really good, but it's like, well, wait a minute. You used to give me a really big one for this price. But that's just...
Do you ever get bitter when you fall in love like a certain type of food at one of these places, and then they change the recipe on you?
Yeah, or they just take it off the menu.
Or
that. How do you take that off the menu? It's the best thing you have.
Like Chili's changed their chicken crispers.
Yes, they did. You're right, they did.
One of my favorite cookies was the Snickerdoodle cookie at Noodles and Company,
That's
also
gone.
a fine dining place.
And
they have it, but it's it tastes different than it used to.
How about this? So I'm sitting outside on the deck, my big deck from bigdeck.com. This was Saturday.
I kind of envy your big deck, by the way.
Yeah, I don't understand why. Everybody does. And all of a sudden I can hear in the distance, so I call Deuce on the phone. He's in the house. I call him instead of going into the house. I go, ice cream trucks in the neighborhood. I go, we got to go get ice cream. And so I do the old bit where, because I am an old man, right? So I do the bent over walk like this. Like my posture is really bad. We go out the front. So we live in a cul-de-sac. So why does ice cream guy go so fast by the house though? They drive really fast. By the time you hear the music, go get some cash and come out, he's gone already, right? So they're playing the music. The ice cream truck plays Sailing, Sailing over the bounding main. So he gets to the cul-de-sac and turns the other way, and Deuce and I go out there, and I'm doing the old man hunched over thing, and I'm waving my arms out like I'm just waving him down. And the kid waves back at me, and the first thing I say is, does that music drive you insane? Because it's just on a continuous loop. Yeah. It never changes. He goes, well, only when it's not busy. He goes, if it's not very busy, if I'm not making a lot of sales, it does drive me insane. And then he had the college tip jar, tips for college. He's going to the University of Minnesota, business school. Smart guy, put a tip jar out there. I can see why he's in business school. I got the Dreamsicle. You know what a Dreamsicle is?
Yes.
That's the orange with the
incredible
cream. And I got two of them. And how about that? What do you? Well, and I haven't eaten the other one yet. It's still I forgot it's in the freezer. Let me ask you a question. What do you think the Dreamsicle costs on the ice cream truck?
$6.
Only $1.50.
What?
I couldn't believe it either. I saw the price. I thought there has to be a misprint. Maybe they're past the expiration date or something, because I couldn't believe. That's why I bought two. I said, well, because I would have been willing to pay almost anything he wanted. I wanted one so bad because I said, Deuce, go get me something from the ice cream truck. He goes, what do you want? He goes, you want a drumstick? I go, no, I don't want chicken. I want ice cream, and I want a Dreamsicle. But then I went out there with them, and I couldn't believe they were $1.50. So I got two of them, and I have one at home. I forgot I have it in the refrigerator. It's in the freezer. If it's in the fridge, it's melted.
You take a picture of your Dreamsicle on for social media tonight?
I'll do that.
I will post that.
I will take a picture. You can go to social right now and rapid fire 5 questions. Tend to be rapid fires 5 questions.
And a tour of your office.
And a tour of my office on social right now. Wherever you get your social, is it on Snapbook or Face
Instagram,
okay,
TikTok, X.
You know what? It's 1:57. If I rubbed the genie's lamp and the genie popped up and gave you 3 wishes, my first wish would be for 3 more wishes, and the next that would be 2:02. So Rosen was in studio right now talking. I would be willing to give away 1 wish for 5 minutes. That's how excited I am for the return of the legendary Mark Rosen. He's next here on The Fan.